everyone, this is Michelle Sizemore at michellesizemore.com, and that is Michelle with one L in my website link. I'm a creative memories advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this easy page using our square punch and the Tropic Time collection. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and show you real quick how to use the square punch. But before I do that, I want to show you everything that I used for this layout. I've got all of this in a power sleeve. So this is just a sleeve and it opens at the top and on one side. It's just a great holding place to put things temporarily that you're going to use for a single project. And I just wanted to show you that, and I'm going to set that aside and basically show you what all I used for this layout. I used these papers from Tropic Time. I love the colors. I think they're so fun. I love how they go together. I used the sun sticker. These are just some sample photos that I cut out of cardstock. I used this die cut from the Tropic Time collection and this photo mat journal box from the Tropic Time collection. Okay, I'm going to set all of this aside. And again, you can have a look at this while I set that aside. First thing I want to do is show you how to use this square punch. Super easy. I love this square punch, and I wish that we had it a long time ago because I use it all the time. So these are just some of the scrap pieces of paper from that collection that I want to use up first before I cut a full sheet. I've already cut some squares, but I want to show you how I got those. So basically all you do, and again I try to use up my scraps first, is put your paper in the slit and punch. And then I think I can get one more out of that. Yep, I can. And then I could cut some more out of here if I needed them. I just don't need them right now. Now, I don't know if this is big enough or not. I'm going to put it in here. One way to tell if it's big enough is to put it in here and look at it from the bottom. It looks like it will be big enough. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of squares out of here to use up this scrap paper. Stick it in. Punch with the palm of your hand. Great. Okay, so, and then I'll cut a couple of this. I love this paper. It's such fun colors. Okay, I'm going to set these scraps aside. Now, I'm going to, I forgot to pull it. No, I've got it right here. I've got this base piece of paper that came from Tropic Time. If you'll note, it looks like it's got a little bit of texture to it. It's got some little dots, little triangle dots. I like to use a real subtle background, but I like having a little bit of a pattern to it to give it some interest. So this is the piece of paper that would be your background. And then all I do from there is I'm going to set my squares where they go. Face it this way, and this is my sample. So I'm just going to put my squares here. I'm not going to get them exact just yet. I'm just going to get the colors in place. And one more. All right, so those are all of my colors. And then I'm just sort of going to stagger them a little bit. I'll mount the first one. Put some repositionable tape runner at every corner and kind of make it go slanted just a little bit to keep it interesting. And then put my tape runner on the back of here. Do the same thing. And do the same thing with this one. And I would just go all the way down with that same technique, mounting my squares until it looks like this. And then all I would do from there is grab my sticker off of here and mount it on top like that. And that's how I got the border. Super duper easy. And then to get the photos the way that I want them, I just used 4x6 photo samples. And so I've got those here, 4x6, 4x6. That one's not 4x6. So pretend that there's a 4x6 here. So vertical. So if your photos are cut 4x6 and you want a skinny mat around it, you just want to cut your mat 1/4 of an inch bigger than your photo. So the photo's 4 by 6, so the mat is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I'll show you how to do that. These are the papers that I used for the mats. I used, let me get this out of the way. This one for that. This one for that one. This one for that one. So I'll just show you how to cut one mat for a 4 by 6 photo. Again, I want it to be a 1/4 of an inch bigger. So all I'm going to do is open up my trimmer arm, open up the measuring arm, and then I'm going to put my paper in here, which will be intended to be for a mat. It needs to be 4 1/4. So 4 inches is right here, 1/2 inch is there, so 4 1/4 is right in between that. So I'm going to measure it up to that line, make sure it's straight all the way down on the grid line, and it is, and cut. And then I'm going to flip it sideways, and I need to get it 6 1/4 inches long. So I need to go out here to my arm for measuring. 6 1/2 inches is right there, 6 1/4 is right there. So I'm going to just put the end up to 6 1/4, make sure it's straight all the way across up here, and cut. And that's how I got my mat. And then to mount my photo onto my mat, you know, pretend this is a 4 by 6 photo. Well, I didn't do it exactly right. Oh, that's the old one, sorry. Here we go. Yeah, so this is a 4 by 6 photo. That other one was not cut the right size. It wasn't 4 by 6. So it's going to look like that. So I would just take my repositionable tape runner, put a little bit on the corners and a little bit, you know, here, there, and everywhere, just little dabs. And then I would mount my photo. And that's how you get this look. And you do that with these. And then this is just a journal box that comes in the photo mat collection. Photo mats and journaling boxes. I think it's called a photo mat pack. So this is actually 2 things in one. So I'm going to cut it down the line so that all I have is the blue one. Okay. And then this would be what I would use for a journaling box. And I would mount that right here with my repositionable tape runner, and then I would add this little embellishment. So what I used was this, but I only wanted one palm tree, which was this one in the middle, so I just cut off the others. And then just kind of cut around here. And then I would use the others for something else later. And then cut this off. Okay. And then I have my palm tree. And I might need to clean that up just a little bit because it's a little bit of a jagged edge there. And I think I actually cut it. Nope, it was just like that. So I mounted my journal box and then put my palm tree. And let me just show you how I got my lines straight. This is an old template. Usually I don't like to show our old things that I can't get now, but this is old and it's very useful. So if you find something like this at a craft store, or if Creative Memories comes out with it again, I want to encourage you to get it because it is really great to help keep lines straight. So what I would do is I would take it and just put it over here, and I would come down a little bit because you need a line to write, you know, top. You need to be able to write on the top line, so it needs to come down enough to do that. I would line the lines up on the side right there so they're straight, and draw really faint pencil lines that I can draw on, or that I can write on, and then I would write my journaling, and I would mount it down, put my little palm tree on there, and be done with it. And then a day or so after the inks had plenty of time to dry, I would go and erase my lines. And that's easy way to make that page. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I love the square punch. I think it's so easy, and I love the colors in the Tropic Time collection. Y'all have a great day.